man.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, at this time we come thank you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. We ask, dear God, that you let your Spirit come in and touch each of us. Give us the wisdom and knowledge we need to discuss the business that comes before us in this meeting. Help us, dear God, to make decisions that will be pleasing in thy sight. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
You got it right from.
Okay, we'll start today's meeting by having our roll call. I see one member, and I think he's on the way. He's not missing, he's just late. So we would call him tardy until such time as we have to vote on something. So, adoption of agenda. Believe it or not, there are no changes on the agenda. Did everybody get their agenda? Do I hear any requests from board members? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to accept the agenda as it has been submitted.
I make a motion.
Got a motion, need a second. Second. Any further discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say so by saying aye. Any opposed? Approval of minutes. Did everybody get the minutes? Good. We doing all right this month. All emails work. Do we have any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to accept the minutes as so submitted. Second motion, need a second.
Second.
All right, Robert seconded. Any further discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Expenditures, I assume they're on the table in front of you. Ladder's yours in. Dillon, yours in. And Doug are yours in. Your expenditures. It's gotten easier with two districts. It ain't no cheaper, but it's easier to handle. Yeah, we're setting a little history today for the first time in 27 years now, or 28 years. We've changed seats. So we've both been sitting in the other seat for 27 or 8 years. Think how many meetings that is actually we've been to.
It's 27 going on 28.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. But a good time.
Okay, as usual, the expenditures are on file at the office. Anytime you need access, want access, or need access, all you have to do is call the administrator. And he will give you all and any information you need or access to any information you need. Do I hear any questions on the expenditures? Doug, is there anything?
I'm not aware of it.
Superintendents, y'all got anything that's out of line or different? Okay, hearing none, I ask for a motion to accept the expenditures as they have been submitted. Got a motion, need a second.
Second.
Got a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say so by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Twice aye. Both ayes. So Robert's rules of order. Okay, new business. I don't have any. We're going to try to attend to the old business today, see if we can't get current with all that. But we do have a special invited meeting today. We've invited the Development Board, Mr. Hayward Proctor, who is the chairman of the Economic Development Board, and a group from the Technology Center are here, and we have a committee that has been appointed to assist us with the Workforce Center, the Workforce Initiative, and Miss Lee Sloan. Lee, if you will stand up. She is the committee member that's given the authority, duty, and responsibility to put together this presentation, along with Mr. Strickland and who else? There's
Mr.
another
Bullard,
member.
Gary Bullard, and Heath Milligan could not be here from Northeastern today, but we have his information.
And the gentleman standing, that's Jerry Don Bullard, he's from the Technology Center. If anybody's ever been there, he's been there a long time. So, thank you, and at this moment, I guess I'll turn it over to Hayward and the group to do the presentation and update on where we are with the project, where we are with the development board and the Workforce Place Center. And Dr. Kirby gonna do it, or Hayward, or both?
Hey, we haven't rehearsed this to Dr. Cook. He said yesterday at the meeting, he said, do we have an agenda? We have the same agenda at every meeting we go to. It's one word, workforce, and that's our goal, and that's what we're working toward, and we're getting closer to where we want to get to. We had a very exciting meeting yesterday with the HR people from industry in the county. I was well pleased. I think we had 5 of our HR people together with our little workforce development focus group. And we were able to share with them our vision for workforce development and what we wanted to do, how we wanted to get there, and what we want them involved in workforce development. That was the first time that we met with industry with our group, and they were very excited about it. That was just the first of many meetings that we're going to have with this group, and I'm excited about Lee and her group coming on board, being able to put all this together. I can't do that. The only thing I can do is make phone calls and set up meetings and push everybody and drag some of us down the road, but we're getting there, and I appreciate all the cooperation that Mr. Schaefer's done, Dr. Kirby, Dr. Rogers, all of Dr. Bartlett, everybody, to get us where we're at. And we're sort of handing the ball off to Lee and their group, because they're the ones that can make it happen, and I don't want to take any of Lee's time, any more of your time today, but Lee, I'll turn it over to you and let you go with it now and sort of share with the board.
Thank you. Here's just a little handout that you each can have, if you don't mind passing those around, and if anybody else cares to have one, you're welcome to one. Killed a few trees this morning.
That way.
Sure. This is just a bulleted list of what our committee has done. I don't know where to stand that would be appropriate, but
Need to get over there where you get the camera.
oh no, okay. And Mr. Strickland and Heath Milligan, who is the Dean of Instruction at Northeastern, and I were tasked with coming together and just investigating some issues for the Economic Development Board. And the first thing they charged us with, Dr. Bartley from Northeastern Tech, was determined that we ensure that mechatronics can be taught at the Dillon Technology Center. And we've been investigating this. Mr. Bullard's been on board with investigating this program thoroughly, and not just jumping in, but making sure that we could adequately teach this program. And your sheet kind of defines for you what mechatronics is. I needed to have it defined for me, and I think it's exactly the right way to go. When we met with industry yesterday, they told us that their field is changing constantly, and that's exactly the goal of mechatronics, is to stay on top of what technologies and skills are necessary for current industry employment opportunities. And that is the goal of the Economic Development Board, to produce a sustainable, steady workforce for these industries in our area. And it's the goal of Dillon Technology Center and the high schools in our area to make sure that we produce these students who are ready for these opportunities as well. So I will not read to you everything, but what we have done is Mr. Bullard has worked tirelessly to make sure that the Dillon Technology Center can teach the standards that are required for mechatronics, and he's done a very good job of building that program, and we appreciate that hard work. We have taken those standards to Northeastern Tech since the last time the Economic Development Board met, and we have gotten approval from them that those programs he has designed now meet the qualifications to give our students dual enrollment credit. That means while they are taking these courses at Dillon Technology Center, they'll also earn college credit for their efforts. That will boost these students' grade point averages, just like a student taking an AP course or an International Baccalaureate course. So this is very exciting for these students to have a chance to build a great academic record as well as gain these employability skills. Currently, Mr. Strickland has 17 students that have completed at least the Mech 1 program, the Mechatronics 1, and will be eligible to participate in Mechatronics 2 and 3 coming up. 10 of those students are from Dillon High School, and 7 of them are from Latta High School. We do believe we can build the base to feed this program and any other programs we decide we need to offer at the program at the Dillon Technology Center for the industries. I can't speak to the Dillon students, but I bet they're a lot like mine. Actually, 2 of the Latta students are female and have grade point averages of 3.7 to 4.0. Our fellas in the program might not boast quite those grade point averages, but they're good kids, good solid kids, B and C students who really want to learn the skills necessary for these trades. A couple of our students are those kids we're trying to save. I've got one who's in 9th grade. That's not traditional. Typically these are 10th, 11th, 12th grade students. But Mr. Strickland has opened up his facility to kids we know need those hands-on courses. So I've got a struggling 9th grader who honestly hadn't passed his academic courses this year, but he sure did pass mechatronics because of that interest and that excitement in that course. I've got to leverage that somehow and get him to be academically successful too. That's my challenge. Okay? And then I've got a kid that didn't pass his academic courses first semester, lost his mom first semester, was kind of struggling. We sent him over there for Mech 1, and he passed that class and all of his other academic classes because of the incentive he found there. So it's a very valuable program for our kids and for our industries. We know that we've got to have a base for that program. Mr. Strickland's organized his schedule to offer Mechatronics 1, 2 courses of it each year. So we could potentially have about 30 kids each year gain initial exposure. They can't earn college credit for Mechatronics 1. It's just the entry course. But then if they complete Mechatronics 2, they can earn 6 units of college credit. And if they complete Mechatronics 3 successfully, they earn an additional 6. They can leave with 12 units of college credit. Mamas and daddies know that's a lot of money saved when you're talking about an entire semester's worth of work completed before you ever walk in the door at the school. So that's valuable. They can earn certificates for their work. There is an issue with how they can use their lottery money if they actually take an official certificate. So you may hear of some of our kids not choosing the official certificate, but just taking their credit and going on to the college to try another certificate because they can then use their scholarship money that way. So you may hear of us promoting it that way for them. Northeastern Technical College's end of the deal is they have applied with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, the Commission on Colleges within that, to get this program in Dillon County accredited. That's about a 3-month process. They've already begun that. Mr. Strickland, they visited your facility, took pictures. He's got a great facility he's going to let them use for the program. They were very impressed with that and with the machinery that he had. But of course, there are going to be some needs we're going to have to really promote this program the right way. One of the concerns Mr. Bullard had when I met with him thoroughly to discuss this program was that some of our kids don't have those really solid basic math foundational skills they need to be successful in this program. We're going to attack that at school. But it may be that the Dillon Technology Center needs some additional support to get those things done as well to make sure this program is successful.
Listen to that, what you just said.
Yeah. There will be needs. I'm sure there always are. But we have cake today, and cake makes everything good. So you think about that while you're eating your cake. We know, too, that we have to promote this program. One of the big issues the board has discussed, and industry even seconded, is that the image of tech types of skills, industry, careers, manufacturing, is not what parents typically vote for their kids. I'm a guidance counselor at heart, and I sit in lots of conferences with mamas and daddies who think their children are going to a four-year college, and they're not necessarily the kids that need to do that, nor are the jobs that need that either. So we've got a big job ahead of us in making sure our community understands the benefit of these industries, the benefit of those jobs, and what it takes to be trained and ready to go do those jobs. Those kids are going to make more money than I'll ever make in the educational system. I'm thinking about retraining myself at some point. So we know that we have to promote this. We've already scheduled a counselor and administrator breakfast at the Dillon Technology Center in August, where we're going to make sure all counselors in middle and high school and administrators are aware of the programs and what we can do for kids. They're going to offer an open house this year at Dillon Technology Center. I hope you will all come and really see the programs in action. Our teachers are going to be our best line of public relations, because you all know, you taught with them at the grocery store, you taught with them at church, and if they're promoting and talking about this program, kids are going to be excited about it, parents are going to be excited about it. So we want to get teachers in at the Dillon Technology Center, and we want our industry folks to come and visit and really see what we're doing. Likewise, we want our teachers in the industries. So that's going to be a big push. Mr. Rogers and Dr. Kirby listened to that yesterday, and I'm sure they're going to help make that happen from the district's perspectives, so that we are very collaborative in this process. We also are going to try to produce a promotional video that can be shown on our Hometown TV. How many of you sit with a bowl of popcorn and watch Hometown TV? I know you do. Here's a brochure as well that Northeastern Tech provided for us. I'll just pass that around and let you see. It's specifically geared to educate the community on mechatronics, and then also to promote the program at Dillon Technology Center, which then feeds into Northeastern's program. And of course, we'll use our local newspaper to make sure that we're communicating as well. Where do we go from here? We have to partner with local industry to figure out what the next steps are. We've gotten this mechatronics just in at the foundational level, but there's more that's going to be needed. As we talked yesterday, they mentioned industrial maintenance again, that's really a big hot topic. Electrical training, robotics. So we've got to figure out what the next steps will be at the Dillon Technology Center. And Mr. Buller, while he's a mighty good man, he's one man, so it's probably going to take some additional folks to help us get that started as well. So again, have a second piece of cake today. We also want to explore youth apprenticeships. When we talk with industry, it's hard for them to have our kids in their building. There are lots of legal issues and restrictions they face, but it has been done in this state. It is done regularly in the manufacturing areas of our states, the Greenvilles and the Charlestons. We can make it happen here, so they were very open to us sharing that information with them as well. So you will hopefully hear of our kids getting their foot in the door and getting some training and some wonderful experience there. We've invited them into our schools. We've got a robotics team gearing up, and I need help with that. So we're inviting our industry folks to come in and partner with us and mentor with us. Wix has already been in Dillon 4 working with their students, and that's been a successful program, so we hope to continue and expand that. We also want to partner with Northeastern Tech so we can begin to offer more dual enrollment credit opportunities for our students. And stackable certificates, you'll hear that mentioned, where kids can get training in lots of different areas and then promote themselves to industry with a whole list of things they're able to do and provide for them. And we also have to promote our Dillon Technology Center. Mr. Proctor noted yesterday at our meeting that he's been a Dillon native and hasn't visited the facility until recently. So we've got to get our community out there and let them know what we're really doing. So those are our goals. That is what we've done so far. This will roll in August, and I'm very proud of Mr. Strickland's team for making sure that's happening for us. Our schools are on board. Our superintendents are leading that charge, so we're looking to you to help us pave the way. Do you have any questions?
She's also the new incoming principal for Latta High School. On top of having this design.
Prayers, appreciate it.
I'm praying for Roger.
Let me ask you a question,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Long. You mentioned that you have some students that's high on the mechatronic side
Yes,
and very low on the academic side.
right.
How do you balance that?
We gotta marry it. We've got to marry it. What happens with those kids typically, not always, everyone's got a unique story and we gotta figure that out. But typically they're not engaged in the school atmosphere, the classroom atmosphere. And exactly the way we're trying to address it in LATA is through bringing in the STEM program in the middle school.
STEM, now you got to...
STEM, science, technology,
Okay, all right.
engineering, and math.
Same thing out there.
I agree, I had to Google mechatronics and make sure I could tell you what it was.
We're saving money up here, Bob.
I thought CNC was C and C, and I was Googling all over trying to figure out what we were gonna offer CNC, and I didn't know. Okay, so I'm learning too.
Okay.
But science, technology, engineering, and math, you'll hear a lot about that. It's the new buzz thing. Well, it's necessary because it builds these skills kids need for these technology jobs. LATA Middle School specifically has chosen that as a concentration. We have students in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade learning computer design, and we call it a program called Project Lead the Way, Design and Modeling. We use the same automation that Nucor uses. Their engineers came and visited our school and were amazed that these kids were using the same computer program to design that they do. So that's where we're beginning, trying to get kids thinking like engineers, thinking like problem solvers. When my oldest daughter, who's 22, was 4, my mama said one day, "You'll be a great engineer one day." And she looked right at my mama and said, "No, I don't like trains." We know every child's not going to be
You knew how much money that made.
I know. She's a psychology major. But the thing is, not every kid's going to be an engineer.
Right.
Every child's going to solve problems.
Right.
I solve them every day, or I try to. So that's what we're working on. Our school is trying to embrace an approach to education called problem-based learning, project-based learning. We have training coming in for all of our middle school teachers. You're going to teach the same standards. They're going to learn the same content that they need to learn, and they've always needed to learn. But we're going to approach it from a perspective of, here's a problem, a real-life problem. How would you approach that? And we'll come alongside you and teach you the skills you need to come up with your solution. Because the industry told us they need thinkers, analyzers, collaborators, problem solvers. And in education, honestly, we've driven that out of children. We've skilled and drilled and test scored them to death. And research proves that if you approach it from a thinking, analyzing, problem-solving approach, they'll do better. And that's what we're going to try to do differently. So my hope is that those kids are going to be more engaged in school, and it'll match when they go to the Dillon Technology Center and become more engaged. It's an issue.
Yeah, I came from Brighton around, and we ran machines, and it was a whole lot helpful when a person could tell you what's wrong with this machine, X, Y, and Z is wrong with it, instead of it's just making a noise. Why is it making a noise?
Right.
I mean, that's what the mechanic comes to fix the machine wants to know.
Right.
And the person that operates that machine day in and day out should be able to tell them more than it's just making a noise.
Well, and what they told us yesterday is the jobs where we think of an industry where you're all in a line and you're putting pieces together and you're boxing it, that's gone. It's automated, and they need people who can man a switchboard kind of thing and operate different systems going on at one time. And if one system's a little bit off, they've got to figure out why is it a little bit off. Okay, kind of like being a principal, just not as technology oriented.
Yeah, I think what surprised us yesterday at the meeting was that was emphasized by Wicks and Franco that they're mechanizing and modernizing, but what shocked all of us was the Purdue human resource person said, we're getting ready to mechanize and update, and we're going to need industrial maintenance and robotics folks in Purdue chicken plant. We all have this image of what really goes on in there, but they're modernizing, right away too. So industry is constantly changing, and all of them emphasize that mechatronics was the base course that they needed, because that shows the students have the skills to think like you're talking about. What we need to do at the vocational center, and I'm sure Jerry will address this in a minute, we need to make sure that's a quality program, not a dumping ground.
Yes.
While we do have some students, like Lee said, that we know we can save individually, it needs to have the qualifications of getting in and the support like our health department does out there. There's certain things you gotta meet, and we're looking at quality in there, not necessarily numbers and large numbers, but quality people in there rather than the numbers game, just like we do with health. And hopefully the pleasant problem we'll have is we'll have a waiting list to get in mechatronics, like we have a waiting list to get into the health courses out there. That's the goal, and hopefully that will grow to CNC, which is the other thing that they said they needed to, and the industrial maintenance and things like that. So we see this as a start to really grow. And Jerry doesn't need but one thing to make it happen now, to make it happen right. Right, Jerry?
Go ahead, Mr. Strickland. Why don't you share your comments?
Well, what I like to say is I'm really excited. I've been in Dillon since 1976, and I've never seen this much excitement about the tech center as I do now. And it's great. I love it. We can do the job. We're ready to do the job, ready to go, but I want to bring up a couple of things. Everybody's talking about what we're going to do and what we're going to start doing. We've already been teaching industrial mechanics, right, Mr. Board?
Yep.
We've already been teaching CNC. We've been doing that for years. Electrical, we've already been doing that. We've done that for many years. And we've also been doing internships and mentoring. So we're ready for it. We just need the personnel. Another piece of cake, okay?
Yeah.
So, this is some things we're going to be hitting.
Powerful cake.
Andy, they told you to bring all that cake.
But I also, as I work with this, I let Mr. Bullard come with it in critical. We're still going to meet state standards. That's what I got to meet. Dr. Kirby, Mr. Rogers told you a year or so ago, we still got to meet our state standards. And we're still NCCDR certified, nationally certified. And our program is still going to stay with us. So we're excited, we're ready to go. And we're going to do the best we can with these students and go with it. Now, I did have Mr. Bullard come, if anyone has a question for him, because that's where it's going to happen at. He's the man that's going to make it happen, okay? And anybody got any question for him? You got some more of those sheets, Mr. Bullard, want to give each one of you one?
Yeah, he ain't bashful now.
No, he's not bashful. I had to limit it if you got a
I'll
question.
start here. I didn't run off enough. This training sequence will kind of help you get a handle on what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to work out a balance with our local business industry, the State Department of Education, and all the high schools and the students, and prepare everybody for a future that's unprecedented. And we have an opportunity of a lifetime, basically, to get it right the first go around. So you can take those. I'll be putting more things on our website. Excuse me for my voice. The doctor's got me on some Advair, and I think that's what's wrong with me. I would like to say this, since I've handed these things out. In the foundational phase that we're in now, again, like has been explained before, this is a dynamic field, but it is the future. It's the factory of futures. And the thing with Wyman Gordon putting the spotlight on here and putting it right here is a way for us to extrapolate into lots of other things that we can do in this county and bring other industry in and support the industry that is already here. I've just seen it grow in leaps and bounds. So the balance and essential workplace skills is the beginning of our foundation. So as we address these the next couple years, by the time a student could come back to take mechatronics 4, I'll probably be on the verge of retiring. I just turned 62. I kind of got my certificates for 5 more years. I'm in line for that right there. But in 3 more years, I may be going out. So again, with this new help that I'm going to come in, it'll be kind of getting the younger blood ready for the next generation. But we do have an opportunity to seize it. Ms. Truax in the 5th grade taught all those students, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the laborer, great or small, do it well in our God. So we're going to have some growing pains, but we can make it happen. I'm excited because over the years, I have seen my curriculum change from the State Department of Education 7 times. And I have to kind of balance, but we've always leaned in the area of what the people were doing hiring our students. So as you look over this and ask, I update everything on our websites. The answers will be there, and what Dr. Kirby and Ms. Slaughter are doing is great. So as we communicate, the picture becomes clearer and clearer. So if there's any ambiguity out there right now, it will go away. It'll just take a little time. But if you have any questions, my email link's on our website, or you can give me a call, or you can invite me back to another meeting. I can address specifics. Thank you.
Thank you, Avery, would you like to address the group?
No, I'm not saying this is going too good. No, I was telling John Henry, it's great to see this and this excitement that's in this room and the energy that's in this room today, because we got a great opportunity in Dillon County. Actually, it's exciting. I'm like Jerry. I get excited about this stuff because we're giving our kids and our people in Dillon County an opportunity to receive training and an education that would provide a quality of life for them that they can't get anywhere else. And I don't want to take anybody's thunder or anything else, but John Henry was sitting here and he grew up in a paper mill. I grew up, my other career was on the railroad. And everybody thinks that paper mill people and railroad people don't make money. If John Henry told me how much money he made, you get mad. But it all comes from things like this, that we can train our people. Everybody's not going to be a scientist, and everybody's not going to be a teacher, and everybody's not going to be a superintendent. But I tell you, everybody can do this, and there are jobs out there for them. We got jobs waiting on them. We just need to train them. Thank you so much.
I doubt many people want to be a superintendent.
I never heard that in a conference.
One more comment. I'm always asking for stuff from you. I'm going to have to ask you for things today. But I need to give you a pat on the back because when they came to take pictures of our department, when they evaluated our center, the reply back to us was, man, y'all got more equipment and better equipment we got at the college. And I thank you for that opportunity you gave me to supply the equipment, the funds that we get. And it's all because of what you do here and what you do here that we've done that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers, Dr. Kirby, any comments?
Yeah, I think just cutting to the chase, Ray and I have been talking about this for a long time, haven't we, Ray?
Oh, yeah.
And Richard, you know that too, we all have, and this is a wonderful opportunity, and I think it's just gonna come down to right now, making this happen the right way is one additional staff member at the ATEC Center. We talked to Jerry about that, so I'm sure his budget at the next meeting will reflect that, and Ray and I both are supporting that request in order to grow this department like we need to and make it a quality program like the health service program we got and meet the needs of industries in Dillon County. We certainly both support that request that he's going to have in his budget for that additional staff member to bring on to expand this program and make it work. And we're going to be doing everything we can at our high schools to help facilitate quality students coming in, James Calvin, as you mentioned, with those proper skills. The ones that don't, doing what we're supposed to get them up to that level that are interested to get the students in there that's needed by industry to take a look at.
My final comment is I've been here a long time. I've never seen this level of enthusiasm or cooperation. But yesterday we had a meeting where we had high school principals. We're involving the guidance counselors in the high schools and the middle schools. I've just never seen this level of support. It's all good.
Richard, it's got to continue, and it's got to get to the parents. What we fail to understand is we don't have the parental guidance that we used to have. When Johnny don't want to go to the vocational school, even if it's the best thing going for him, well, Johnny makes that decision. We need parents involved in this so that they know that they can get a job, and a great paying job, if they have these skills. And just the talking here whatever, as it gets out in the community, people are excited about this new industry. We gotta get the kids excited, we got to tell them, you can get a job there if you pay the price. That's going through these courses, that's getting more math than what you think you need, and, you know, it'd be a win-win situation for everybody in the community if everybody works together. But it's got to be taught in the churches, in the schools, and in the community, so that everybody needs to be on board.
Yeah, I think Richard brought up a good point yesterday that needs to be told to parents and the community. All you gotta do is look at Marion County. They had an opportunity when they had all those manufacturing plants over there, Raytex, all those corporations, Haynes, and just, you can go on and name them, dozens of them. You go by there now, see all those empty buildings. They missed an opportunity to pull together like we're doing to train workforce so they could have skilled workers that continue to keep those plants open. And those industries use that as an excuse to go to Mexico and shut down and do other things like that. Then when those industries left and those good paying jobs left, the taxes went up on the current homeowners were there. Now there are hundreds of homes for sale over there that nobody there can buy. And what little business was there got taxed in place of that, because there were not people living in Marion County bringing those paychecks to help on the tax base. It's not only for the survival of the school systems that we have good jobs, so those people are paying taxes and supporting the school system. It's the survival of the entire county. Everything works on taxes. And if we don't have students staying here in Dillon County and wanting to build houses here in Dillon County, they're not going to be here to come to Tim's business. They're not going to be here to go to Richard's business and your other businesses. And when that starts to happen and Tim makes less money and Richard south of the border makes less money, it impacts the whole county. And it starts to go down a hole that you can't ever draw yourself out of. And Marion County is a perfect example. They had a great scenario going on over there, and then in a matter of 5 years, they lost everything and were not prepared for that, and they will never overcome that. Never overcome that. And we've got an opportunity to stabilize things here now.
When AVM decided they were going to Mexico, I had just bought the Ford dealership. I'd owned it a year. Well, all of a sudden, the other industry in Marion, what's the big one?
Raytex,
Blumenthal.
yeah.
Once they decided they were done, and they were out, and all these people had left, and the plants were shut down, and semi shut down, my property taxes on my business in Marion went from $7,000 a year to $21,000 in 5 years. And I filed all the protests known to mankind because I knew the procedure. It did me no good. You know why? Because the Department of Education in Marion County had to still operate at the levels it was prior to that. Somebody had to step up the table and pay the bill, and guess who it was? You lose the industry, and I remember early on in my tenure we lost Mohasco. It was a nightmare around here balancing budgets and trying to make do. Lauda had a similar situation when they lost, I don't remember the name of it, they cut way back, lost about $150,000 a year.
Correct, yeah.
It kills these local budgets when we have that kind of loss. But we, the taxpayers, have to step up and make it up. So we can't expect them to teach the same number of students with less every year. It just don't continue to work that way. So any industry we can save or help grow, it's easier to grow them than to recruit them. And that's my goal, is to grow them instead of, we can recruit them too. But we got to maintain what we got. And this program does that. It helps them and shows our interest and our ability to address their problems. Because we are the ability to address their problems. These guys, that's where it lies. The high school principals, they are the end of the train, you might say, and to whether they get a good job or they don't get a good job, or they move and leave the county. Lakeview has been a major concern of mine for that same reason. They lost their major industry, population's going down, school counts going down. I don't see a year when it went up. It's getting harder to produce those championship football teams, ain't it, guys? So that's our interest, and I think we're to the point that we're gonna make this work. With all the help I see, it can't fail. But we do need advertising of our abilities and our situations. The technology center has always been the best kept secret we got in Dillon County. So it's our goal to make it to where it's not the best kept secret. It is the best advertised and promoted situation we've got. So that's where the rubber lies. So, anything else, any other comments? Any of you'd like to make? Board? Okay, I do appreciate it. You're welcome to stay. We got about 2 more hours. But you're welcome to stay. And I thank y'all.
I'll go take care of something else. Thank y'all for the opportunity. We appreciate all you do.
Take care. Okay, we've got a submittal from the superintendents, I assume, for approval of pay dates and board meeting dates.
I got a copy of it.
You know another thing about the third, third Tuesdays, the board meeting, and the third Thursdays, the pay day? That's what we did, was went through and Dr. Kirby, looked at this too, to make sure that, they needed to have a list of the dates in school. We also got the bonus pay day separately, but it was important for them to have a list so they could get to the teachers and plan on these. And that's pretty much what we did. Most time it's the third Tuesday. Okay.
Kevin Green.
Even this year, I think even Thanksgiving came around and Christmas, what we could do it instead with third Tuesday. But Dr. Kirby looked at this and agreed.
My wife is involved.
Dr. Kirby's making some.
Everybody got it? Is there any conversations, suggestions, communications, or on these pay dates and school board meeting dates?
On the pay dates, they're not gonna try to pay, you had several people asking about twice a month.
I sent that discussion back to the superintendents, and honest to God, we've been doing so much, we really haven't addressed it, and I think that needs to be in their ballpark to start with, whether they want to address it or not. Hey, 98% of the employees work for me.
And,
I do know that there has been discussion about it. Again, my concern, and my only concern, is that first payroll. That first payroll is coming out of somebody's bank account because the state ain't paid it yet. And you got to belly up with about $1 million. Is that right? Not close. Payroll runs about $2 million a month.
Yeah, for all two, including the fringe benefits that have to be paid.
Same something.
Probably closer to 3 or 4 million. So, I can get the exact number, but
it's a massive expenditure that we got to pull out of these fund balances.
Yeah, for half of it.
And I will assure you, the county board will end up making that first payment because the districts haven't been reimbursed for the payroll yet. At that point, we don't get the state money to the 22. And I'm not trying to make this a negative situation. I just want you to know ramifications for multiple payroll. Used to be, we earned so much interest, we were able just about to pay the county board operation off the interest when we went to the monthly thing because it was costing so much to take that money off the deposit. And now interest is not really a factor if it's on or off the deposit.
So we would have to
Don't
borrow,
pay enough to make a difference.
we would have to borrow the money from them.
We will either have to borrow it or they will have to borrow it from us, but they can't cash flow that first payroll like on the thing. Fund balance can do it with the bank account.
the next question.
That's my plan, huh?
The next question, did we ever decide to raise the bonuses?
I have had a discussion yesterday. Mr. Rogers and Representative Hayes on that matter. And I'm waiting on another conversation with both superintendents.
We discussed that for the we discussed that last month for the uncertified, right? That's what we're talking about, Tim?
And I gave it back to the superintendents, and I had a meeting with Representative Hayes yesterday. And the three of them and I got to get together and make a proposal of what to do with the funds. What's it called,
Teacher mom.
is it the bonus fund, is that what we?
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about, would love to do it for everybody in the teachers, but we thought the one for the non-certified staff was really low. Hadn't done anything with that, and we thought we might could come up with that within the money that's within that already and not impact any fund balance or anything.
Make a note, Doug, I gotta get Representative Hayes of balance, present balance on that fund.
Because we was talking about the janitors, like cafeteria workers.
Yeah,
All,
yeah.
Y'all
All not
said they were
certified.
getting something like $100, and they're taking on only about 66.
Yeah. And I guess there's one more question I have to ask. When we consider bus drivers as certified employees, it took me forever to get my CDL back. And I know you have to go through a lot of CDL. So I was wondering, do we consider bus drivers as certified employees? Because they have to get certified, right? Because you gotta have a certified license to get on that bus.
We're talking about an educational certified certificate to teach or to be in the teaching profession versus, and you're right, that is a certification, just a
It's something
different
to
kind.
think about, but they have to be certified. I got my CDL, but you go to the ring with it.
A lot, isn't it?
It's a lot.
They have made a lot of changes in the bus driving situation to accommodate them. I will tell you that, I didn't realize we had that many bus drivers working full time. It used to be a 4-hour-a-day job. Now they're all just about full time. I assume all of them are full time.
That job's not easy either.
No, that's right.
And both districts do pay above the state salary,
Right.
okay? And we don't pay above the state salary for teachers. This bonus kind of does that, but we do pay a pretty good amount above the regular hour wage to help supplement them to keep them, because it's hard to keep them, you're right.
And they're gonna put to work full time.
Yeah, anybody that wants full time, we offer that too.
Yeah, and you can believe the state's fixing to take over the bus.
Yeah. And what I do in my district is typically the bus salary is higher than if you wanted to do part-time custodial. I pay the higher salary for them being, that to try and bonus too. So they get a lot that's not real obvious out there, to try and keep them.
I was in a discussion yesterday, I believe, I don't know how wide known it is. I didn't know, the state is fixing to privatize this bus system. That's what
All that's what they're taking out of our hands shortly.
But you know what's amazing, though, Richard? The state pays the guy more to work on the dump truck mechanic. On their dump trucks and fix the
We
equipment.
pay teachers.
Then the state pays a bus mechanic. Yes. 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 It came up when I was on the state school board. But the mechanics over down 501 at the bus shop makes less than the ones over here that's working on the dump truck.
That don't hardly make sense.
It don't make sense, but it is what it is.
It goes. Any other questions on pay dates and board meeting dates? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to accept them as submitted.
So moved.
Second? Okay, any discussion? Boy, we used to have this discussion a lot. When Mr. Earl was here, we had it a lot. Okay, no other discussion, all in favor say so by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, school facility financing update. Go, Doug.
Okay, really, I talked to Stuart about that, well, I didn't talk to Stuart, I left the message for Stuart last, I think it was Thursday, and I need to get back with you now, but he wanted me to remind him at the middle of June, if he hasn't already gotten anything about transferring that money to the USDA to pay off that interim loan. We'll call him again today, after this afternoon, to make sure that's happening, because we're at the point now that there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing that. He said he would, and it was just more reminding him if he hadn't already done it. So I'll call him and make sure, and I wish I could have done it this morning, but I didn't. That's really about the biggest thing.
Rodney back.
Well,
And
And Tom,
you don't need to send me that 62-page epistle.
I got that one the first time.
I said, dude, you lost your mind.
He was punishing us.
all I'm saying is you had everything you had. Make a decision.
Ain't no doubt about that, we had everything you had more.
I didn't read all of it, I went to
I didn't either.
I heard my friends start up, and I didn't pay attention how many pages it was. I thought it was 3 or 4, and in about 10 minutes, I looked around there, that devil was still
Yeah,
standing.
that came on in the book
I thought it
class.
rolled over the print program or something.
Johnny hit it on the head. You got what you asked for.
We got
We got documentation this morning, checks, I'll show you that.
I called him after he was happy I had it.
I came up here and talked to him.
Rodney, I got a question for you. We're on the finances on the school projects.
Yes, sir.
I got a request yesterday. How close are we to knowing how much money's left in these budgets?
I'd say within the next 30 days. We're closing out. I actually wrote the final change order for LATA for phase 2. It's in Indicon's hands. We're just waiting on them to get it back to us. So we know what the final number is there for phase 2, now not phase 1. Lakeview Elementary and High School, I think we've got everything on those, and we can close those out.
The final change order will be written this week for them.
And then we got the final, Patrick's working on his final for the auditorium, so we're real close, knowing what those numbers are, final numbers.
You got any estimates?
Yes, sir.
Could I get those from you?
I
I work for a politician.
sent, yes, sir.
I'm being hammered.
Yes, sir. I had that, got that
And
same,
2 superintendents. Don't let me forget them 2.
I got that same question too, last week. I got cornered up too, yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you cornered up. They cornered me up about
But it's
how
pretty
much
close on the
left
end,
in
isn't it?
budget.
So that's contract amounts for
That's contract.
That doesn't
general
include
contractors,
people.
yes. The balance, the balance at the auditorium, we haven't closed out yet, right now is about $1 million. The auditorium. You got about-
Surplus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got about 350 at LATA,
You might get that found anyway.
350 to 400 at LATA.
That's surplus?
Yes, sir. That's phase 2 now. Phase 2 money,
okay.
yes, phase 2 money. 350 to 400 at LATA. And then the Lakeview projects, we got about 500. 22. Yes, sir.
In Lakeview?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Surplus.
Yes, sir.
But now I've got a lot of outstanding bills.
Yeah, when I ran these
This
numbers,
is on
the one,
phase 2 and phase 2 only.
phase 2 on, yes.
Okay.
How is phase 1?
Well, phase 1, for all 3 projects outside of LATA, being it's that special case that we've got, are at about zero balances. They zeroed out.
So we gonna end up in totality estimating $500,000 surplus in Lakeview,
Yes, sir.
and $1 million in Dillon,
And about 400
and
and
$350 in Loudon.
350, 400 LATA. Provided, but there again, now John, we've only run half of John's request for technology and FF&E.
Right.
And so that would go,
Yeah.
right.
$100.
That's
Worst
You
case,
nail that figure, I need.
Yes, sir.
are we making any progress on phase two? Any updates to phase two? Roads and whatnot?
On overages for
I
phase
mean,
two?
That's why I'm asking for the figures, for the superintendent's want the figures.
Yes.
But that is phase two.
That is phase two, what I just gave you.
I know phase one.
Phase one,
was last.
yeah, that's what he meant.
Where are we?
We had, and I'll bring Tom